Iron Maiden's coming out with a new album, The Book of Souls.
Not just any ordinary album. It's a double 92-minute long album.
Here is the cell of a man. Here in this place for the taking. Clothed in white, stand in the light. Here is the soul of a man.
Has released some disturbing news today. They stated that vocalist Bruce Dickinson has been diagnosed with cancer and has already undergone 7 weeks of treatment. The cause is a cancerous tumor on the back of his tongue.
News was announced on the iconic heavy metal band's website and social media accounts on Thursday.
Clearly with this news, I mean, I would think that any Maiden activity is on hold.
We were all, blown away when we heard the news.
Time to speak with the shame on again.
I want everyone to wish Bruce Dickinson nothing but health and happiness, man. Bruce, get well soon, buddy.
Black dog in the ruins is howling our name. So here is the soul of a man.
Hey, it's gone, so see, I'm all right.
Okay, now we're going to side 2 of the Book of Souls, and a lot of people say that this is the weaker side of the album, and I do kind of agree with that, and I blame it mostly on one song. So we're going to start with the song that used to be my least favorite from the album for some bizarre reason, but Death or Glory. It's probably the best out of the punchy short songs. It's really up-tempo, and it's really kick-ass. This song is about triplane dogfights in World War I. And once again, another song about planes, and another song that was written in the style of like 80s Iron Maiden. Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith came together to write the song, to write a great punchy short song. It starts with a really great riff and some great drumming, and then it goes right into this like really bizarre sounding gallop. Bruce sounds kind of strainy throughout the verse, but I think it kind of works, and then the build up to the chorus sounds amazing. Bruce is singing some really melodic notes, and he says, turn like the devil, and he says like, climb like a monkey, or something like that, which is a little bit cheesy, but I like it. The chorus, which is what usually used to turn me off in the song, which is a little bit cheesy, but hey, it's like catchy. It's to the point where he's just saying, death or glory, it's all the same. Death or glory, the price of fame. The guitar soloing from Dave Murray and then to Adrian Smith is absolutely perfect. It reminds me a lot of Where Eagles Dare in the solo section. And once again, one of the most punchy songs of the new era. And really, really, really great standout song. Then we have Wasted Years. Shadows of the Valley. Now, a lot of people recently have been smashing on this song, so the intro is basically Wasted Years. But I think that they kind of did it intentionally because they wanted to make this whole album have a throwback sound. And it's like they can never win because they make an album that's in this completely new direction. People freak out, then they harken back to their old days and stuff like Red and the Black, Death or Glory, and this, and people are like, oh my god, it's terrible. But once you get past that, this song is actually really awesome. So it goes right into the song, and it has this like really, really awesome gallop to it, and Bruce Dickinson really shines in this song. He's singing amazingly, and the riffs and the triple lead guitar melodies in here work amazingly. And then the build up to the chorus is also really, really melodic, and the chorus is absolutely incredible. In fact, the chorus is so good that the band decided to play it like 4 times throughout the song. And the song kind of has a weird structure. It reminds me a little bit of the Talisman off Final Frontier. The intro is just kind of whatever, same with Talisman, but this time around you have really great verse, that gets into the chorus a lot earlier, but it's always like interconnected by two really cool transitions that sound like classic great Maiden, and they're both written by Yannick Gers as well. After the second verse and chorus sort of thing, it goes into a like middle section sort of build up. There's some really great melodies here, building up some epicness, but then it kind of goes into the chorus again, but I don't really mind it because once again the chorus is amazing. You would have thought that maybe it would go into a new chorus like it did on Talisman. Then it goes into a really cool middle section with some great riffs, and there's kind of this like cool slow down groovy part. It sounds a lot like the middle section of Monsegur. I think it fits a lot more here though, because this whole song kind of has this exotic feel to it, kind of like the Book of Souls did. First there's this pretty cool solo from Yannick Gers, and then goes into this really cool solo from Adrian Smith. Then it goes into this completely like new send-off chorus that's absolutely amazing, where Bruce is saying, "Into the valley of death, fear no evil." His singing in there is absolutely perfect. They even do like a group singing part. And they have a really great solo from Dave Murray. And then once again, that amazing chorus is repeated again. It's kind of long. It's like 7.5 minutes. But I would argue that it's awesome and it has enough stuff in there to make it like a 7.5 minute song as opposed to them just dragging it on forever. But there is a little bit of chorus repeats and intro that was kind of pointless. But I think the music here is so good that it doesn't matter. I absolutely love this song. Even with its flaws, I think it's a perfect song for me. I just absolutely love it. Then we have Tears of a Clown, the song based around Robin Williams, and I remember when they first released the track listing of this album, I was like, what the fuck, Tears of a Clown? That just sounds horrible. But the song's actually pretty good for a ballad. The riffs and everything are very melodic. It's a Steve Harris and Adrian Smith song, kind of like Children of the Damned. The verse is pretty decent, but what the song really shines in is the build-up to the chorus. Bruce sounds absolutely incredible and melodic, and the chorus is really catchy and beautiful. Even when Bruce says the Tears of a Clown, it still sounds pretty cool and melodic. And the Adrian Smith and Dave Murray guitar solos sound really passionate and beautiful, and I absolutely love the final chorus when Bruce keeps saying Tears of a Clown, but like really melodically. He really shines throughout this entire song, although I just wish they could have done a little bit more with it. It's a good ballad, kind of like Wasting Love, but they probably could have, I don't know, improved the verse. Now we go to The Man Who Would Be Sorrows, and this song is the worst song on the album easily. And if they had kept it off, this would have been the best Iron Maiden album in years, and it kind of is one of their best albums in years. But this one just is so ridiculously bad. I remember I used to really like it for some reason, and then I just started to realize, it's really, really boring, especially for like a really great, exciting album like this. The intro is terrible as it is, and it's already like trying to go for another like beautiful melodic ballady song. It's like, didn't we just get this with Tears of a Clown? Yeah, the intro's terrible. At first it just kind of starts with the melodic guitars and Bruce sounds awkward. Then he comes in like with his horrible strainy voice yelling horribly. Then they go into like a reincarnation of Benjamin Brieg retard version riff, and it just sounds really generic and like plotting. And then they go into this weird transition of the chorus that just sounds bad, and Bruce is straining his vocals really terribly. The chorus is okay, it just sounds like a generic stock Iron Maiden chorus. But what really saves this song definitely is the middle section. There's some incredible guitar solos, and some of the best guitar solos of the whole album on this song, because usually the band tries to play more bluesy type of solos, but on this song, they play some like really jazzy shit. You have Dave Murray do this really jazzy, beautiful solo, and then you have Smith perfectly complement that with another great jazzy solo. Then it goes in a pretty decent chorus, and then into like a weird Yannick Gers solo, and then to this really melodic short section that's really beautiful. It shows a lot of these like jazz elements going on. I still think it sucks for the most part though. It just has some cool instrumental sections and a whatever chorus. This is the Empire of the Clouds, their first Iron Maiden suite, because it's like 18 minutes. I've always wanted Iron Maiden to do something like this, and they finally did, it wasn't as awesome as it could have been, because they decided, instead of making like a almost 20-minute song of just pure Iron Maiden epicness, like a really long Red and the Black or something like that, instead they decided to go to a completely new direction, something they haven't even really done before. They decided to go for like a slow, melodic, symphonic feel that slowly builds up over time. And what's even crazier is Bruce Dickinson wrote this song entirely by himself on a piano, and he's not even a good piano player. And as the song progresses, it gets like super, super classical and really melodic, and then even heavy, and it's just absolute perfect Maiden in the center of the song. The song is about the R-101 airship, like a giant blimp that was bigger than the Hindenburg, and even had more people on it than the Hindenburg, and even had some like royalty on board and shit. It was not as notorious as the Hindenburg because it was never caught on camera like the Hindenburg was. And this one had the same type of situation, I believe. It went into a storm, the ship was too heavy, and they crashed into a field and they all burned to death. And the first section of the song almost has like two different versions of itself. First you'll have this really cool melodic part, and then they'll play like an alternative of it that's pretty cool, and then they'll play the first part again, but this time heavier. Then they play the second part again, this time heavier. I think it's a really cool way to build up the song instead of just doing a standard verse chorus sort of thing. And Bruce's singing here, like piano playing, sounds really good, and the chorus sort of section is absolutely amazing. And when it gets heavier, Bruce hits some really great high notes. And then they have some cool melodic guitar playing. All of a sudden it starts getting really, really epic, like shit's about to go down, the ship goes into a storm. And that goes into this next section where Adrian Smith does this amazing like classical guitar solo. And then it builds up again and goes into a new section where they just absolutely shred. It's badass. It starts getting more heavy, more gallopy. There's some great sections. You have an amazing solo from Dave Murray, and there's some really epic riffs being traded off here. Then it goes into another cool instrumental type of section that will lead off into a new like Bruce Dickinson singing part. The part that Bruce Dickinson sings in this middle section, that like really cool riff, is actually earlier in this section, and that pretty much leads into this section, if that makes any sense. There's some really great riffs being traded off here, building up perfect atmosphere, and there's this one riff in there that sounds really cool. It's hard to explain. It kind of sounds like an ascending riff. They just keep ascending higher and higher and higher. And then there's this amazing guitar solo from Adrian Smith that gives this absolutely chaotic atmosphere that goes right into the like chorusy type of middle section Bruce singing part. His high notes here are really good, even though he strains his voice. It's like Bruce perfectly embodies the fear and the sadness of the people who are dying in the ship. And then they play this like really cool symphonic riff, and then it goes right back into that cool singing part again, and it goes right back into that cool symphonic riff. This time it's faster, it's more epic. And then it goes to this really crazy part, my favorite part of the whole song, which is like the epic climax when the ship crashes, and you hear Bruce Dickinson just go absolutely ape shit on the keyboard, and it sounds like a fucking horror movie riff. You know, the and the riff playing here is so dark and heavy. I remember the first time I heard this, I was like, this is pretty cool up to this point. It's like cool epic Maiden, and a cool epic instrumental section, but this part was what really caught my attention. I was like, holy shit, that's really cool. I've never heard Iron Maiden do something like that. And then it kind of goes into a beautiful reprise at the end. Bruce is doing some incredible singing. It kind of seems like they're maybe dragging on the end a bit, but I think it works perfectly. It's a great ending section and perfectly de-escalates the chaotic atmosphere. And unlike a lot of other suites, this one feels more like a cohesive whole that perfectly progresses and gets more crazy. A lot of people say it's kind of pieced together, like it's supposed to be like that, like it's giving the atmosphere of like when the ship goes in the storm, all of a sudden it just epically changes and stuff like that. I think it perfectly follows the story and everything like that, and just shows how genius Bruce Dickinson is. And I would say this is definitely one of the best Iron Maiden songs ever. I'm not going to say it's the best one because it's the longest or anything. A lot of people have said that this is the worst Iron Maiden song just because it's super long. But I do think that it's so different, and it's always what I wanted to hear from Iron Maiden. And I do kind of want them to do one more epic suite like this, but this time make it more like a Rime of the Ancient Mariner for 20 minutes. So that's the Book of Souls. Definitely an amazing throwback and pretty much comeback album from what I think was a weaker album, Final Frontier. And it shows Iron Maiden for the most part firing on all cylinders. I just wish they did not have the Man of Sorrows on here. That song is dog shit. But it shows that Iron Maiden, even though a lot of idiots keep saying, oh, they're just getting worse and worse, they do care about what the fans feel. And I think that they're going to continue in this direction, but perfect it more to make it sound like 80s Iron Maiden, but they're playing really long albums of 80s Iron Maiden.
Shadow on a hill, the angel of the east, the empire of the clouds may rest in peace. And in a country churchyard, laid head to